Streaming sounds like one of the easiest and best jobs on the planet, and I have to agree to a certain extent. I love the job and I'm so happy that this is what I get to do for a living. However, I feel like there are a lot of misconceptions and things that people don't realize about this career and this field. So today I want to take you along on a daily life with a full-time streamer, aka me, to show you the good stuff, the bad stuff, and everything in between. So this is going to be one day with a full-time streamer, but first let me just say a quick thank you to today's sponsor. Okay, before we start, can we just talk for a second about that mini heart attack that you get every single time that you're about to go live? Like, did I close that cursed tab? Is my internet search history going to be exposed to the whole universe? But thankfully, I finally solved the chaos with today's sponsor, Opera GX, which literally gave me a streaming profile. It's a clean, distraction-free environment that allows you to have full control over what your audience sees so that you can focus on gaming and streaming and interacting with chat without worrying about accidentally exposing your life on the internet. Profiles in Opera GX work like completely independent browsers. Each one has its bookmarks, passwords, cookies, preferences. This is so easy for keeping your streaming life and your private life and your work life all separate. Once you set it up, Opera GX creates a desktop shortcut for the streaming profile, so you can launch straight into your clean streaming setup without any extra steps. I'm pretty sure that you all know Streamlabs, the go-to toolkit that a lot of streamers, myself included, use for services like alerts, overlays, tipping, and a lot of stuff that just makes stream fun, right? So I have a very good news, because to celebrate their launch, Opera GX is teaming up with Streamlabs and giving you guys an exclusive discount. By installing GX, you will get a $12 discount for the monthly subscription, or $39 if you just go all in and do the annual subscription for Streamlabs Ultra plan. Getting your discount code is gonna be super easy. Just sign in on the website and claim your Streamlabs discount in the GX Quest. But the synergy between Opera GX and streamers does not end here. With Opera GX, Twitch is built directly into your browser's sidebar. Now you can log into your account, follow your favorite streamers, and get real-time notifications without even leaving the page that you are on. GX is also equipped with a very quick import tool that allows you to import all of your settings from previous browsers to GX, like browsing history, bookmarks, and cookies, and it's also compatible with every Google Chrome extension. So yeah, if you want a browser that doesn't fight you, doesn't snitch on you, and actually makes your streaming life easier, you should definitely give Opera GX a go. The link for the download is in the description, but also in the pinned comment down below. Thank you so much, Opera GX, for sponsoring this, and now let's get back to the video. One Day is the series where we dive into the lives of fascinating people, unique experiences, and incredible animals. And today it's all about one day with a streamer. So what is streaming exactly? What does it mean? Well, I will explain it to you the way that I explained it to my mom. Whenever I started streaming, I told her that I had my own live show on the internet. Imagine like your favorite TV show when you were a kid, where there's just like someone speaking and sometimes there are guests and you do different activities. It's just that instead of being on TV, this time around you are online on a platform like TikTok, Kick, YouTube, and many more. There are different types of streaming. Back in the day, I feel like streaming probably started with gaming. So you just start, you go online, you say hi to the people that are there to hang out with you, and you play your favorite game, and chat can give you advice if you want. They can roast you maybe, they can have fun with you, they can give you tips, and just the whole goal is honestly to hang out with these people and have a great time. That's yeah, honestly the main goal of it. Just spend a couple of hours of great time with people online. Nowadays, I feel like things have changed quite a lot, and I am a living proof of that, because back in the day it was mainly gaming, but streaming has evolved a lot during the years. So despite being a new career, a new field, it has changed a lot. There are still a lot of people that do gaming, but there are also people that do all sorts of activities. For example, myself, I do a lot of just chatting. Hello everyone! Hello! Hello, hello, hello! Good evening. I sometimes play silly games with the community. No! 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 I knew it! I knew it! I fell for it! But I also do cooking streams. I have my own cooking show pretty much. Okay, is this like my favorite dish of all time? No. Forgot to put this. And I do IRL streams, so that means that instead of being home in front of my PC, I just have an IRL setup that I take with me, and I don't know, with Chad we can explore a city, we can go do something fun together out in the open air. I don't even know if you see me or not. Wow. But who the hell am I and why am I qualified to talk about this topic? So I am Inna Solo. I have been streaming on Twitch for 3 years now, and I have been full-time for 2. So this is a massive accomplishment. It's been my profession for a hot minute, and I feel like I have so many things to share with you guys, and I really hope that you will be able to learn something from me. So I don't want to bore you with my streaming history, but I feel like it's important that I tell you how I got here, so that it's easier for you to understand where I'm coming from when I'm talking about certain topics. First of all, I started streaming on Twitch. League of Legends, that game that a lot of people love, a lot of people hate. Hello, Max. But that's how I started. I technically started on TikTok, if I have to be honest. I started posting a bunch of videos there, and after TikTok kind of got good numbers wise, a lot of people started telling me that I should probably start streaming on Twitch. At that point, I heard of the name Twitch because some people that I knew mentioned to me that they use this platform to watch others game, and I was like, all right, but I didn't think much about it. But during this period, which I think was 2022 at this point, yeah, 22, a lot of people will tell me you should like start playing League of Legends on Twitch as well, because people like the TikTok content so much. And I did. And let me tell you, the only reason why I probably just continued streaming from there, despite the fact that I no longer stream League and all of that, but I stayed consistent because I had a previous community from TikTok, which that's going to be like a topic that we can talk about for hours. The growth on Twitch, how do you stay consistent, and how do you actually gain an audience? For me, the biggest tip and like the best advice that I can give to anyone is grow on other platforms as well, and let people know that you are streaming also on Twitch or any other platform. That's how you will gain that traction, and that's how I gained that initial traction. I started playing League of Legends, and 3 years later, I no longer play League, but I do a bunch of stuff that I love and adore. But that initial group of people is they are really what pushed me through and got me here. So I am now a full-time streamer, even though I have to add that streaming and content creation in general is my main thing. I started working kind of like on the side as a consultant as well, just an opportunity presented, and I accepted it, and that's what I'm doing as well, because I do have a marketing degree, but I don't even count that as my job. That's kind of like almost a hobby that I do that I enjoy doing. But streaming and creating content is my full-time thing, is pretty much my full income, so that's why I still consider myself a full-time streamer. Other than streaming, I do a lot of YouTube videos. I have a lot of YouTube channels. One big channel, which is Inna Solo Music, where I think that I'm sitting at 123,000 subscribers, and I have a bunch of other ones. I have this one where I'm recording the One Day series, and these are my two main things. Of course, I'm present on all social media, but streaming and YouTube are my two main activities. Whenever I talk about streaming with someone, or whenever I see just like people online, on Twitter, or on Reddit talking about streaming, a lot of people talk about it as if the ultimate ideal job. And not gonna lie, I do agree with a lot of the points because streaming is a wonderful job. I'm so happy that I'm able to do this. However, I think that there are just a lot of details that people don't take into consideration when they choose this as a career. So I guess that my goal of this video is kind of to show you the positive stuff and also the negative stuff, so you have a full picture. I want to start with one big thing that is one of my favorite parts of a job. It's a job that can give you a lot of freedom, whatever that means for you. It can be freedom with your schedule, with how you manage your life. For some people, it can be financial freedom, even for... Don't think that every single streamer out there is like rich AF or anything like that. Most of us just like make an average salary, and it can of course like give you a lot of creative freedom as well. My favorite type of freedoms that I have experienced so far is honestly my time, my schedule. Like right now we are in the middle of a day and I just decided that I wanted to take my dog for a walk, and I'm able to do that because I just don't have a boss telling me that I have to be in office following specific hours and stuff. Of course, I have to like compensate in different ways, but this is something that I do every single day. I'm happy that like in the morning I wake up and I can take like 1.5 hours to walk my dog out without feeling guilty or anything like that. Then quite often it happens that when I am walking the dog, I still think about work, but that's another just another thing about it. So, welcome to my office. This is what we're dealing with. I feel like it's important that I say that I have a very nice setup now that I will show you in detail now. However, if you're thinking about just starting streaming, please don't think that you need a fancy setup. You really don't need much if you're just starting out. Highly recommend you to just give it a shot with any device you have, any PC you have, any laptop that you have, and then once things start catching up and you realize if you like it or not, you can start thinking of upgrading. So just because I have this setup, it doesn't mean that everyone needs this setup. Like you can start streaming with anything, technically even with your phone. So this is my PC. It looks absolutely stunning and it is brand new because my old one literally fried while I was streaming. So this is my new baby. As you can see, it has all the cool lights, but of course that's not the important feature. I'm gonna put on screen all the important specs that you might be interested in figuring out what we do, why I chose what I chose. Of course we have a camera, my fancy Sony camera, which I love and adore, but it took me a while to get it. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to get it at first because these things are pricey, but I have a Sony Alpha 6400 and this is a Sigma lens. Now I want to show you some of the favorite things that I use on stream that actually can be used for a lot of different things, but if you're a streamer, you will probably adore using these. First one being the Stream Deck. So this is actually quite easy to understand, but it's like a keyboard, let's say, where you just select and add specific buttons for different functions. As you can see, mine is quite simple and I have had this one like here for like 3 years now. I just have my main scenes on my streaming software. So this way I go from full when I'm screen sharing and when I'm doing music reactions where I have a different scene, or just a funny one where it's very zoomed in. This is another cool streaming accessory. No, just kidding. He's one of my loves, one of my animals. I love him. He's yummy. Even though he's on Kira's bed. Of course, you already saw it and you can see how bright it is and how massive it is. That is also another Elgato accessory, the ring light. It's huge, makes a lot of light. Look at how much light it makes. And this isn't even the brightest option. I want to see the brightest option. Hold on. Oh. Wow, okay, I think that we made it. This is another cool thingy that I have, and it's part of my audio setup. It's the Luit Connect 2, where I can plug in my microphone, and the microphone that I use is this one here, which is MK4 by Sennheiser, and it's mounted on this arm, so it's easily adjustable. Oh, the other one arrived too. Ciao, Ban. Ciao. So I'm starting stream in about 45 minutes, and this is the moment when I need to get ready. I like being ready quite some time before stream starts, so that I have enough time to check some like tech stuff, see if there are some emails that I have to answer to, just like have a little bit of focus time in front of the PC before stream. Does that always happen? Sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, I really like having naps in the afternoon, and that's like one of my favorite things from just like working from home. I really like napping. I don't do it every single day, but if I do, my alarm is going to be set for like 5 p.m. But yeah, in any case, I just need to get ready, make myself a little bit more presentable than these. Got a bunch of makeup here. I have, you don't see them on frame, but my cat Ban and my dog Kirolina next to me. I feel like this is probably a very not chic moment about my day, but I'm very grateful to be able to have it, because I'm like, this is when I kind of relax and I start like, yeah, Ban, no. The cat was scratching the sofa. But yeah, this is when I kind of like start really focusing on what I have to do next. And this is a part of my life that I'm still not sure if I like or not, because like for most people, for a lot of people at least, you go to the office in the morning, you work in the morning, you do everything that you have to do in the morning, and like, you know, like in the afternoon and all of that, but like then towards the evening, you kind of have that moment where you just like go back home and you don't have to think about work. While when you are a streamer, that's kind of the opposite, which can have its perks, and I'm really grateful for them, but it's definitely just a different mindset, because whenever I wake up, even if I'm not actively working, I always think about work, and my working day ends really late during the day. Like usually it's like around 9 p.m. that I stop stream. But then like after that, I have to do, you know, a series of things after stream, and one thing's lead to another. I have to eat, I have to shower, I have to take the dog out, and then like boom, it's like 11 p.m. or even midnight, and I didn't even realize. So I guess that like right after work, I don't really have a lot of like downtime. I'm just like done with work, and I have to get ready for bed essentially. So it's a quite big difference between ending your job at 6 p.m. and having the rest of the evening for yourself, if that makes sense. So I feel like this is probably one of the reasons why I struggle so much to really just like log off the work mindset, because I always think about work. Because in the morning, maybe I'm not actively working, but I'm thinking of stuff that I will have to do later in the evening, emails that I have to answer, and all of that. So maybe, I think that maybe I will make it to one day where instead of starting stream at 6 p.m. as I normally do, I will probably start a little bit earlier during the day, even though that's just another big point. I stream in the evening because this way I get to meet a wide range of potential viewers, so people that are in Europe and in the United States are able to watch me. While if I had to start stream much earlier, I would find the US people, Canada and South America probably still asleep, and the Europeans probably still at work. So I that's why I don't start when it's like 9 p.m. for me. But maybe one day I will consider starting at like 4 p.m. my time, because I feel like it would be more balanced, but who knows. So we're like half an hour before start of the stream, and this is when stuff gets serious, because if there are any tech issues, they would probably start showing up here. But today is a pretty chill, normal stream. I'm only gonna be streaming from the PC. I will probably do some gaming, I don't know. But yeah, the setup today is not complicated at all, so there aren't many things that can go wrong. But something that I like doing ahead of time is figuring out my stream title. So today is my last stream before DreamHack in Sweden, which I'm attending this weekend. So I I haven't had time, if I have to be honest, to plan anything related to my trip yet. So I guess that today's title will be Let's Plan the Sweden Trip. This is another thing that I love doing, just kind of typing in chat, hello, anybody, early, like half an hour before stream, and there's always someone. Honestly, it just makes my day. I'm so happy when it happens. I'm not gonna lie, every now and then, whenever I'm like super early for stream, we're like, now I'm pretty much ready. I'm just gonna, honestly, I could stream like this in my Winnie the Pooh PJs, because like, why not? But yeah, sometimes it happens that I'm like early 20 minutes before I'm supposed to start stream. I'm like here kind of waiting patiently to start. And I'm always tempted to hit the just go live button, but I never do it because for the longest time I've had this schedule where I always start at 6 p.m. and I try to make sure that I start at exactly 6 o'clock every single time. Honestly, I'm not sure if this actually makes sense. I'm sure that a lot of people will find that I don't need to like start exactly at 6 p.m. But I don't know, I kind of had this habit for a while, and I think that I will continue it. The only time when I'm like not super punctual to a minute is whenever I'm doing IRL stuff, because IRL stuff is just different. Like it is what it is. You guys will be on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of my days actually look like this, just me sitting in front of a desk. I feel like what people don't realize is that streaming is a lot of fun, but it's not just the fun. There's a lot of stuff that goes into preparation for the stream. A lot of things can go wrong, and trust me, I know that. Like from the tech side, there are so many things that can go wrong every single stream, and it's kind of important that you troubleshoot your systems and make sure that everything works perfectly. But whatever you do, no matter what you do, there will be a tech issue at some point. I'm not saying that it's gonna happen every single time, but it might happen. But yeah, I feel like it's really important that I talk to you guys about realistic side of streaming. Streaming is, according to a lot of people, just sitting in front of your PC or turning on your IRL setup and have fun. And that is the goal, as I was mentioning before. It absolutely is the goal. That's where everyone wants to arrive. Just always have a great time. However, let's be realistic and say that it's not always possible, because stuff happens on stream, stuff happens in your real life, and you have to be good at learning how to manage all of that. A little bit earlier during the video, I said that one of the things that I really love about this job is that it gives you freedom. But at the same time, that freedom comes at a cost. Like, it is true that I am able to manage my own schedule, but I'm also a people pleaser, I'm not gonna lie, and I feel like a lot of streamers are people pleasers. So there will be a lot of scenarios where we are free to change our schedule and adjust it however we want it. But at the same time, most of the time, you will not want to disappoint anybody. And that is something that you have to learn to accept, that you will end up disappointing people. Like, for example, I hate canceling stream. There are those days, like we all have those days where it's just like a bad day. You don't want to talk with anyone. You don't want to interact with anyone. You just want to rot in bed the whole day. And as a streamer, you do have the advantage that you might have that power. Like if you're a full-time streamer, you can decide, today I'm not gonna be streaming because I don't feel like it. Personally, I rarely do that because I feel guilty towards my community, because I know that there are some people that are just used to being there the whole time, and I adore them, and I adore them so much. And it excites me that they might be excited to hang out with me for a couple of hours. So I hate the idea of taking that away from them. But it might just be me. Like, I am a people pleaser. I want to make as many people as possible happy. But there are moments where that's just not possible. Like recently, actually, in the last month, I got very sick. I spent like almost 2 weeks pretty sick. I just had a very bad but intense flu where I wasn't even able to do anything like normal life stuff. And I had to cancel stream for a while. I had to, but I felt guilty. I really hope that you were able to learn one or two things about streaming because it is a fantastic job. It has a lot of perks, but I feel like it's important to approach it with a right mindset. And I really hope that I was able to give you some insights about it. If you have more questions, please let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you want to see also a dedicated video for IRL streams, and maybe I can answer to some more of your questions over there as well. Thank you so much for watching this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you soon. Bye!